being made. Why must I chase the cat?
Good evening and welcome to Pound Posse Presents. This is the last show of the year. The last show of the season, I believe, right, Speedo? Because the new season starts after the new year.
That's right. We won't be in for
Yep. So the next two Saturdays, you won't see us. It's going to feel kind of weird, but I don't know. I think I'm all right with it. I'll have 2 3-day weekends, like complete and total 3-day weekends. So that'll be cool, especially after this weekend. Anyway, tomorrow, just a reminder, and I forgot all about loading the poster. Life goes on. The event for Sweet Pea, the shelter that had the fire, Sweet Pea Friends of Rutland Animals, is up in Worcester, Mass. It's from 1 to 6. It's at a place called The Ranch. The posters are posted on my own personal Facebook page and the Pound Posse Presents Facebook page. If you last minute can attend, it will be I think it'll be a nice time, of course, for a sad reason, but a nice time. I'll be hanging out with Juno of Juno's Place, and Bert, Thomas, and Wyatt of Bert's Brigade, and Jameson of Jameson's Journey, Hannah from Hannah's Home. So it'll be like a who's who of Pound Posse Presents, and I like when that happens. Of course, I expect to see Melanie there from Sweet Pea as well. All these people have all been on the show, so it's really nice. I love to go to places and events and just like hang around with, all the cool people who have graced me with their presence over time. But apparently, the dogs can't go into the actual venue, so they can be like in the lobby or whatever. So I was talking with Juno's mom last night, and it's like we're fully expecting there's going to be more action in the lobby because we're all going to be, who am I going to hang out with, right? My people. And I have to give a special shout out to the young lady who's actually making it possible for me to go, having some car trouble, and certainly not going to make it to Worcester in my vehicle. So a young lady named Debbie is making the journey with Shannon, whom we met at the meet and greet for Harley. They're making their way up from New York. They're going to pick me up, and we're going to head up to Worcester. So that's pretty cool. I will have a ride. I can go. Much thanks to them for that. And I look forward to a nice day and hanging out with good people. And, if anybody can make it, I think it'd be a really nice time for you guys to show up as well and help support Sweet Pea, because we are Sweet Pea strong. Anyway, I'd like to give a birthday shout out to someone who means the world to me. She is Patricia Schmidt on Facebook, and lovingly known as Tish. Her birthday was the 16th, so happy birthday, Tish. She hasn't been on Facebook much, and I miss her. She needs to come back. So I don't know if she'll even hear this, but happy birthday to Tish. And my grandfather's birthday was this week, too. If he were alive, he'd be like 106, which is crazy. Lost him in 1993. Yeah, just like a few months before I turned 30. So it was like a hard thing to turn 30 to begin with. And I don't really care. I'll talk about how old I am. Take it or leave it. It was just before I turned 30. So turning 30 was hard enough. And then turning 30, like, without him was just kind of a crazy feeling.
You were close to him.
I was very close to him. And, I was named after him.
Right.
His name was Theodore. So it was one of the first really big, close personal losses, and it was just really weird. But yeah, his birthday, December 15th, born in Greece, came over when he was like 3 years old. One of the really cool things is that originally they were booked for the Titanic, and that was full up, and they had to redo their travel plans.
Boy,
So yeah, that's a story that like not everybody in the family knows, and very cool. I actually have my grandfather's birth certificate, which is just like a handwritten piece of paper. It's a copy of it, but you know, back in those days, it wasn't like all official in forms. It's in Greek and it's written, and it's kind of cool. Anyway, one of the things I wanted to do tonight is show some Christmas pictures. Now, last year, I got bombarded, and it was funny because it was a last-minute share on a page, and all of a sudden, there was just like all these people posting their pictures, and I was like trying to leave the house, and I kept having to put the flash drive back in, and you know. But this year was pretty quiet. But I got some pictures of my own that I picked up off of Facebook that were some of my favorites. So let's do those, Zach. We start not with animals, but with my little ones. That's Parker and Blake. By the Christmas tree. Parker is all about Santa this year. Blake looks like full of wide-eyed wonder there too. But I love these little ones. They're just, I can't believe how much Blake is growing. I mean, you know. Yeah, that was Thanksgiving. I had put a picture up of holding Blake, and she was born in September 25th. So she's, you know, she's growing, and she's growing fast, and it's crazy. I mean, I still can't believe Parker is 3, and they're just beautiful, beautiful kids, and they're all about Christmas, and I hope that Santa treats them really, really well. So what do we got next there, Zach? That's Gizmo and Cooper. Now, we've had Gizmo on the show, and that's his sister, Cooper. Just adorable little Christmas love there going on. It's still so hard for me to fathom that Gizmo's like 3 pounds. He's just, you remember him, right? He was twerking all over the floor. He was awesome. He's just the cutest little guy, and he's just tiny. It's unbelievable. But that's their little Christmas loving picture. And what do we have next, Zach? Now, you all know Bert and Wyatt and Thomas, Bert's Brigade. They've been on the show. You've seen lots of pictures of me hanging out with them. This is Crystal. Crystal is their sister. Crystal actually went to go see Santa too, which, you know, it was girls' day out. The boys all got left home. And there is Crystal going to visit Santa, if you can even stand it. I love it. Hey, you know, everybody gets a chance, right? Yeah. But it's also something you don't see every day is a big old Crystal running up to Santa. Yeah, running. I would say it probably took hours, but yeah, it's very cool. Next up, Sweet Pea had their Christmas occasion. They had their pictures with Santa a few weeks ago. And, you know, Bert got returned to Ma for stirring things up. So there is Santa kind of handing Bert back. You know, Bert has a thing for getting himself in little predicaments. So I think Santa had enough of Bert, and there he went back to Ma. Here, Ma. Yeah, here's your boy. Take him back. But I love Bert. I love Chinese cresteds, and that's what Bert is. And I love his little outfits, and I think he's just adorable. I think, you know, I just think he's the bomb. Next up, there's Thomas with Santa and Mrs. Santa. And next up, Wyatt with Santa and Mrs. Santa. They had some pretty good Santa and Mrs. Santa there, huh? We got another one coming up from the same, well, no, not from the same event. This is Juno. Juno is, you know, that was like, there's the cat's got the Santa outfit on, and Juno's got the Mrs. Santa outfit on, so she's getting a kiss basically from Santa. If I know, she's not looking too thrilled, but it is what it is, and it's a very cute picture, and that's all I've got for that. Next one. Here is Juno at the Sweet Pea event, and that is Santa's elf helping out. All of that paper is Juno's Christmas list for Santa. She wrote it out beforehand and needed a little bit of help to present it. I think it's adorable.
Yeah, it's cute.
I do. I love Juno, but we all know that. I'm a sucker for a face like that. Next up, we've got our friend Nora the Explorer, who's another Chinese crested. I got to meet Nora. She lives in Florida. And Zach and I got to meet Nora when we went to the Pet Rock Festival in September. So Nora sent us greetings from Florida, which is very cool. Hello, Nora. Next up, what do we got, Zach? These dogs are beautiful. Jean Palagonia sent her picture. That is Electra, who is the brindle. And I hope I say this right. Heyoka, Heyyoka. I've never seen that name before. They're both rescues. Electra came from Newington, and Heyoka came from Bridgeport. They are both working dogs. Electra evaluates other dogs for temperament, and Heyoka is Jean's service dog, which I think is pretty cool. And they are they're gorgeous. I mean, they just really are amazing specimens, if that's the proper term. Beautiful dogs. They look happy and healthy and well cared for, and are paying it forward for being rescued by helping other dogs and their mom. So thank you for sending that picture. Next up, this is Ginger. Ginger she looks like a spoiled little thing, doesn't she? I love it. Kevin Butler, who is one of my coworkers, and his wife Sue live with Ginger, and this is her Christmas picture. And what was it, Halloween? I think I had a picture of Ginger up too. There's another holiday. Yeah, I think it was Halloween. But she's just, I love pictures of her because she's just so cute and so photogenic. Next up, this is my buddy Tank. And his toy says, naughty is the new nice. And I guess on the back of the toy it says coal. But Tank belongs to my coworker Jasmine and her family. Tank was rescued from a pound. And if you remember when Bikers Against Animal Cruelty was on, we had Les, who was an animal control officer, and it was actually, that's the connection there. It was his pound, and that's where Tank was, and it's a small world, and there we go. Tank has a great home. I've gotten to meet him, and I got lovely pibble kisses, and he jumped out over me, and we had fun. But yeah, Tank is an awesome dog, and Jasmine's pretty awesome herself. Gotta love her and thank her and her grandma for the oyster crackers that they sent. They're flavored, and I think they call them Dragon Breath for a reason, but they're awesome. And Zach had some, and he's like, "Oh my God, these are delicious!" So I had to basically wrestle the container away from him because I wasn't gonna have any left. But thank you for that. It was a very pleasant surprise, and they are awesome. They taste fabulous. Alrighty, so one of the pictures that I love, we have the next one. I love this picture. I think it's so cool. It was actually a Christmas card one year. The Pit Bull Santa Claus. I think it's pretty cool. It's just a favorite, and I thought I'd put it up there. So over time, I've had pictures of my own dogs, Christmas kind of pictures. I'm not all in the spirit of things, but I do the best I can sometimes, and sometimes I get in the spirit. What's the first one I got there, Zach? That's my Bocce boy. A few years ago, I had the Christmas hat. I don't know where it is anymore. I think it's gotten destroyed. But they were not exactly receptive, and you'll see this. The next one, Oh, they were kind of mixed up. This is Daisy. Daisy was one of the most awesome dogs I'll ever have. She was actually quite good about the antlers, although she looks like she's ready to take off, doesn't she? Like, Santa, I'm ready to go. But yeah, Daisy has been gone for a long time, but she was very, very accommodating, shall we say. Next picture. There we go. There's a blast from the past. That was my Mojo in the same sequence of the Santa hat, and nobody was really appreciating life that day. You could tell. He's like kind of giving me like stank eye, you know, like, Ma, really? Next up. The hat was bigger than Gidget, but I couldn't resist. It's actually kind of cute, even though Gidget is Gidget sometimes. Next up, there's my Dookie. He was like, he couldn't even get up to rise to the occasion. I think you see my hand is like holding his head up. He was like, really, I can't be bothered with this. But yeah, he's a good sport. Gotta love him. Next up, another picture of Daisy. She used to go to see Santa whenever I could, and that was like when she was younger. And I just love that picture. She looks like she's like laughing, like her and Santa shared a joke, you know. It was interesting to take her. You could see Santa's kind of got like the Vulcan death grip on her because she just, you know, she was always wanting to go somewhere and do something. But Daisy was, she was a great dog. And, you know, that was her, probably one of her best pictures with Santa, I think. Alrighty, what else we got? I will take the camera. Oh, I forgot Bella. How could I forget Bella? Thank you, Zach. Couldn't find the Santa hat today and knew I was putting pictures up of everybody else, so I couldn't leave Bella out. So we gave her a little garland necklace, and she did the best she could with cooperating. But yeah, thanks, Zach. I forgot all about her. How could I do that? That's horrible. I'm a bad mother. Anyway, yep, there's Bella with her little, it's red and green dog bone garland. So there we go. All right, so I'll take the camera back for a second. I know we have one more picture that I want to share. Some of you, well, most of you probably don't know how talented Zach is. He draws, and he draws very, very well. Mostly he does anime, and his pictures are just amazing. You know, he's just incredible. And for me, for Christmas, he did his first animal. Did you see it?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay. Zach, let's put that picture up. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. He wasn't sure how, you know, he did. And I'm telling you, that's like one heck of a dog there. That dog looks like so powerful and so strong and so awesome. He did a great, great job. And that's my Christmas present from Zach. And I can't thank him enough. I know he put a lot of time and effort into it. And I will always cherish it. And his little inscription there is just really sweet and heartwarming. And of course he had to include the peace-loving dogs because that's my thing. And that's going to have a place of honor as soon as I figure out where that's going to be. But I'm going to keep that safe from getting knocked over or, you know, anything happening to it. Just amazing. As for his first animal, that's just incredible. You know, you got a talented kid there, Speedo. Got to value him. And thank you, Zach. Thank you for everything today because you're awesome. He's making silly noises in there. All right, so I'll take the camera back. We've covered all the pictures, right, Zach? Yeah. All righty, so we're coming up on Christmas and New Year's, and I'm going to get up on my soapbox for a minute again. And, you know, it's a busy time for a lot of people. You have company, you know, there's a lot of food, there's a lot of strangers. Please think about everything from your pet's perspective, because it can be a very stressful time for them, for one, and they can present behaviors that they don't ordinarily. You know, they may get anxious, they may get nippy, They may be fearful, they may want to hide. Put them in another room. You know, it's just safer. I know you feel like, oh, you know, my dog is part of the family and everybody's good and this and that, but you also have to factor in, you know, you're going to have people coming and going. You're going to have people who aren't used to having animals in and out of your house. They forget to close the door. The dog tries to follow. The cat slips out. And then what happens? You've got like a major disaster on your hands that you created by being careless. And it's not intentional. I understand that. But, you know, safeguard your pets. Keep them safe. Put a cat in a closed room. Make sure, you know, you can put a little sign on it, you know, don't open the door. If you've got a dog or two, you want to put them in another room, or you want to put them in a room, you know, with the gate up so they can't get out. Just keep them safe. Think it through. You know, besides which, you're going to have people, you're going to have food that's not good for the animals. You know, someone puts a plate down on the coffee table, the dog gets into something he shouldn't. Whose fault is it? It doesn't become about fault when the dog gets sick. You know, bones and stuff like that aren't good for them. Think it through. Keep the animals out of the picture. It's going to make everybody, you know, your dog or your cat may be stressed for being in another room, but it's certainly a better option than having something happen that could have been prevented. Same thing for New Year's. You know, you have people over your house, it gets loud, you got music, you got a party going on, you're counting down to midnight. You know, a lot of times there's fireworks at midnight. They start early, they run late. Dogs and cats who are afraid, they're going to bolt. So just be aware of that and keep them safe. You know, if you remember, it was New Year's Eve that Andy went missing. He went out for his last walk. His collar was a little loose. Somebody shot off some fireworks. He took off. And that was how many years ago? And now, you know, he's still never been found. Nobody's fault. It's just you have to be aware and you have to be careful. Just trying to bring that home for the sake of, you know, anything you can do to prevent stuff like that from happening. You never see it coming, but it happens. So you have to be proactive. You know, it's a lot to think about. You know, you've got enough going on for the holidays, but really see it from your pet's perspective. Especially, like I said, you know, you've got people coming and going. It gets loud, it gets crazy, you know, somebody steps on the dog turns around and bites, then what happens? I mean, it's not because your dog wants to bite, but he just got stepped on and he got hurt, he got frightened, whatever. You know, you got kids that don't understand how to live with animals, chasing them around, pushing, pulling, poking, prodding. Just make it safe for your animals. Make the holidays enjoyable for your animals. Make it so that your animals have more holidays ahead of them. You know, that's the most important thing. In closing, how many minutes I got, Zach? 4.5. All right, so I can probably do this now and it's safe. In the last week, any number of people I know have lost their pets. My friend Allison lost her Brandy. My friend Doreen lost her Jiggy. You know, there's been so many lately. And if I'm forgetting anybody, I apologize. It's a hard thing, especially around the holidays. You know, Allison, Doreen, you have my condolences. Unfortunately, today, I had to say goodbye to my Bocce. And, you know, he was 13. He was in failing health. It was very difficult this week with him. And I know I did the right thing by him. He had some more things going on than even I know. I mean, I'm not a doctor, etc. I want to thank a friend of mine, Margie Anderson, who was very good to me this week as far as what her life skills are with Bocce, and it meant the world to me. I know that my Facebook wall is blowing up with condolences and posts, and I appreciate all of you, and I'll respond to everybody in kind. But it's a very hard thing to lose a pet. Please cherish them while you have them. Love them with all you've got. And when it comes to end of life, do the right thing. We was having this discussion, I think just yesterday, how so many people keep a pet alive for their own personal inability to say goodbye. And you really can't, you'd never want to let go. You never want to say goodbye. But the 3 words to adhere to at the end of the road are quality of life. And if there is a compromised quality of life, if there is no quality of life, then it's time to do the right thing. And, the right thing is to let them go peacefully. And it's never easy, and this time of year makes it worse. But, I'm at peace because he's at peace. And I know that my friends feel the same way. It's devastating when it happens. But really, people, love them while you have them and take care of them. And in closing, is it time? Not yet. In closing, I just want to say, my heart goes out to anybody and everybody this week who have had their losses. Remember the event tomorrow for Sweet Pea, and hope to see a lot of people there. Hope to meet some new friends, see a lot of old friends, and have at least an enjoyable time. Now you all know why I'm kind of looking forward to the next couple weekends off, sort of lick my wounds and get myself together, because really this is a very tough time. I'm not a big holiday person, and losing an animal, it doesn't exactly, you don't shake it off, that's for sure. Anyway, Zach, I was going to say, that's even better. I'm going to say peace, love, and dogs. Wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah. Be safe, be well, and we're going to show some pictures of Bocce. Good night, everybody.